How's it going? Happy Thursday. Hello, Corona Tin Sarah. Is that a Alone in the Dark face, bar face? I see it says Carnby. That's Edward Carnby, right? Is that Alone in the Dark 1 or 2? I was just talking about the other day. But yes, hello, welcome. We're doing a bit more of this evening. Get a bit more done. Ideally, the dream is to get the 2 dungeons done tonight, but we'll see, we'll see. Then it could be almost maybe a run home afterwards. A home run rather, not a home run. Guten Morgen. It's Carnaby's Goofy Face from 2. Still need to beat it. What a strange game. Yeah, I was talking about that I kind of want to get another copy of it. Even though I don't really like the game, but it's just sort of unfinished business for me. I had it as a young lad. It's one, you know, when we say like, oh yes, when we were younger, you know, you didn't have many games. Actual content. What, this? When you were younger and you said like, oh yeah, you didn't have many games, so you just had to play what you had, so you tended to play a lot of stuff that you wouldn't usually. Wow. Heard of a home run? Oh no. A run home. So with Alone in the Dark 2, that was one of the few games that I actually just didn't bother to play because I really didn't like it. But I would like to give it a go more now as an adult. I mean, I tried it as a kid, I just couldn't get into it. It was really hard. And it was really janky. The loading was abysmal. But I feel like I was saying that if I do play it now, I'm tempted to get it on the Saturn, which I think looks even worse, but that might also be a little bit more appealing at the same time. Did I get a new thing? Four Winds Forest? Maybe not. Well, some of that Blade of Ur off again, though. Not much has changed with it. With what? Sorry, I have to excuse me, I'm rather dozy today. Alone in the Dark? What, from the Saturn? Have you played the Saturn version of Alone in the Dark 2? What I saw of it in footage, it looked even worse than the PlayStation port, which is a terrible port. But it had even worse loading. It looked like it was about to break. PS1 and 3DO. What, 2? Or the first one? I'm talking about 2. I haven't played the first one. Actually, no, 2 isn't on the PS1. It's out, it's hard to know what to do. One of the items you get is a paper bag, you can set on the ground. I never did anything. I could barely get past the first few screens. The game, there was the sort of zombie... what are they? Like gang members? Mafia? Zombie mafia, whatever. They just would kill me. That's all I remember about that game. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. One-Eyed Jack's Revenge. In the UK, it was called. It was actually called a different name. It's called Alone in the Dark. Jack is Back. And actually, when we bought it, because I think that's one of the reasons why we got it, because it was sort of okay. Like, I feel like it got reasonable reviews, not terrible, not great, like 7 out of 10 sort of stuff. I think it was cheap, and I don't think they mentioned that it was actually number 2. I think they dropped the number. Probably to encourage sales. Monster Zombie Guys, yeah. It wasn't until much later on that I realised it was a sequel to something. Because the first one wasn't on the PlayStation. First one's pretty iconic though, I get the impression. It's sort of very influential. And I hear the second one's quite good on the PC, but just the PlayStation port's not very good. The Saturn port looks even worse, but maybe that might be endearing. The mobster zombie guys. I just remember you'd die and then you'd see him getting thrown off the cliff. Really see lines when they see you. Morning, sir. Hi, guy. Hey, you. I don't see, I don't know how the Japanese, because I'd have to get it in Japanese, so... Unless, I guess, I get at Christmas I grab my PAL copy of Alone... I mean, God, can you imagine? Pay my PAL copy of Alone in the Dark in Japan. Because I'd have to play it on this PS2, which is, like, falling apart anyway. Dun, 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 dun. You'd have a stretch screen. Or I could get a Japanese copy. It's not that expensive here, really. But I could choose between Saturn or PlayStation. I don't know about voice acting. I can't remember if it has English voice acting or not. If one of them had English voice acting, that would sway me. But I sort of just want to play it as part of a like unfinished business. I'd like to play the first one, but there's no sort of... Is it on Steam? There's no sort of convenient way for me to play the first one, I don't think. Unless I got a 3DO. Oh, not these clowns. Where's Curse? Not even a gung-ho fan of the game per se. I just really like how Dipping Confused Carnaby is. It just made me laugh because I was literally talking about it the other day. 1-3 on GOG. I've only ever bought one thing from GOG, and that was Blood Omen. Or rather, Vantaris gifted it to me actually. Why is my Blade of Uraf not on the screen? Has it died? I guess it has. These stone golems are right trash. I don't know what to do with them. I can't seem to even break through their defense. How does ice work? Maybe Blizzard will work best. Not a big fan. No, I wasn't really, to be honest. It served a purpose. I mean, I wonder if this is on there actually. I bought this on Steam, but like I said, it didn't work. So I soon gave up on that idea. Because I thought I could play it on Steam and then play the sequel somehow. But and also I thought it might be different to just see the different version of it, but meh. This is the most ridiculous enemy. I just don't understand what its weakness is. What would stone be weak against that I could possibly do? I mean, they give a good experience, but do you have walls? No. I've used every element I can think of. It must be something weird like piercing or something. Well, I've got bows. Just here's a Santa. I never even got that far. I didn't even see the Santa outfit. I did watch somebody stream a bit of it on Twitch though, so I am aware. Watching them stream it actually made me want to play it more because it wasn't. Not because I thought it looked particularly good, because I don't really remember. I didn't pay attention too much. Certainly not to puzzles, but I just sort of had them on lurk a lot. But the fact that they were actually getting through it encouraged me to give it a go. But I'd sort of be really interested to see how it works on the Saturn. When possible, unless it's like, I don't know. Unless there's no real reason, like the PlayStation version has extra content. But if I've already played it before, I don't care enough. I generally quite like to see how things are on the Saturn. I find it interesting, especially 3D stuff. I find it interesting to see what they did with it. There's a couple of games that I will go with the PlayStation version because it's better. But I do like to enable myself with the Saturn. I mean, it's like that Fantastat that we've been talking about. I'm really starting feeling like I might just have to think about the Saturn version. After watching videos, especially because it uses the analog controller too. Well, the whatever you call it, multi-control. I enjoyed playing Tomb Raider on the Saturn, even though it wasn't as good. I think Fantasy just looks arguably, in some ways, better. It doesn't seem like there is a definitive version of it. They both seem to have pros and cons, but and the PlayStation usually wins overall with video quality. But the Saturn usually has better audio, or at least like less compressed. But then the PlayStation can do transparencies. The Saturn uses an awful lot of dithering, so it's, you know, it's kind of a bit between it all. But then sometimes I quite like using the Saturn controller to play weird 3D games. Like Resident Evil was really fun on the Saturn with the Saturn controller instead of a PlayStation 1. It just felt different. Same with Tomb Raider. It sort of breathed a new light into a light. You know what I mean? And it breathed a new something, a new breath. My vocabulary is disintegrating. A new life? Breathe new life. No, that is right. Is that what we English people say? There we go. Who knows? Legend of Heroes 1 and 2 are on the Saturn, rejuvenated. It was a fresh take, not necessarily a better one. But yeah, the Legend of Heroes 1 and 2 are in a collection on the Sega Saturn and the PlayStation. They're supposed to be pretty terrible versions though. Like, they look worse than the Windows one and the Mega Drive one. They're sort of like ugly TurboGrafx versions. With I think the only thing interesting of them is they have a unique soundtrack, perhaps. They're a little bit pricey. I sort of missed the window on those. I remember seeing them a long time ago and was debating buying them when I was just thinking about getting into the Legend of Heroes series. But then I thought, no, I think I'll wait because I'd probably like to play on the TurboGrafx first, and funnily enough I've ended up not doing that. Now they've gone up a little bit. They're not crazy, but I'm just like, I'm not sure if I really want to spend the money on something. I don't know if I'd even play them, that's the thing, because it was a long game, and I think if I was going to play the Legend of Heroes again, I think I'd rather just play the TurboGrafx version. But we'll see. Won't be anytime soon. It's very low on the priorities. The only other interesting thing on the Saturn though is there's a remake slash like reimagining of the Legend of Heroes 3, Prophecy of the Moonlight Witch, or the White Witch. I have that. I've had that for quite a while. I've always meant to play it. I very almost put that in the choice for the next game to pick from, but I haven't quite. I've been replaying it on the PSP, so I thought I'd like to finish that first before I bother playing the reimagining. But it's quite dramatically different. It's got like an anime sort of vibe to it. It's got anime cutscenes and like an anime song at the start, and it just looks more like a 2D pixel, slightly isometric view, but turn-based combat and stuff. It looks quite nice. I wondered if they intended to do all three of them. Mind you, I think the third one didn't actually come out until after. But they seem to just stop at that one. It's sort of a bit of an unknown, like, well, not unknown, but lesser talked about version, and it's stuck in Japan. I don't know, I wasn't sure. The other thing too is I wasn't sure whether to stream it or not, because the original game, or at least the PSP remake, which uses the same script, is very, very, very just wordy. It's just got tons and tons and tons of dialogue, and more so than gameplay really. It's a lot of it's just walking around talking to NPCs and story stuff, and the sort of dungeons and combat is a smaller part of the game. The Saturn version seems like they've sort of balanced it out a bit differently and made it more RPG-ish, so they've probably rewritten it and changed stuff, so maybe it would be a bit more interesting. I mean, it wouldn't be quite as hard work really, because I'm familiar with the story. I've played the original, well, I say the original, but I played the PSP remake, which is very faithful to the original from what I've gathered on YouTube, except the combat's changed. But I have played it through twice, well, once and a half, because I'm near the end, well, once and 2/3. The details don't matter, but I've played it nearly twice. So I'm pretty familiar with the plot now. And like I said, I've been playing through it recently, so it's still somewhat fresh in my mind. It's a good little game. I don't see why it gets so much. Well, I can see why actually. I think it's because it has a bad English translation, but it doesn't seem to have that much love. I've seen quite a few YouTubers, some significant ones too. Well, one particular person who really doesn't care for it at all. I really like it, but I guess it's hard to defend it if you're playing it with a sort of botchy translation. But what I've looked of the translation, like, it's never it's not like terrible, it's just not very... It's just a bit janky sounding at times, but I think you can still enjoy the game. But I guess you'll miss out on some of the charm that makes it special. Nobleman's gloves. These offer superb protection for the wearer's hands, and the boost to that stat that I wish I hadn't invested in, because it's just a dead stat, I think, now. Why are your gloves black? Have you just not loaded the image? Summoner gauntlets. Oh, so these gloves are actually worse. This game is broken. It's not even loading the armour. Oh, now you've loaded them. So it's actually, it seems like it's inferior to the armour that I already have, as usual. So lovely, thanks, Summoner. Is it worth looking around for more treasure chests? But if you have the means, I would recommend the Legend Heroes 3, and probably, I assume 4 and 5 are just as good. When I played it 4, it seemed very good, and it seemed to sort of, if there was some stuff that you didn't like about 3, it seemed like 4 fixed those problems a bit, like it seemed to be a bit more balanced with the action. But didn't seem to sacrifice too much of the stuff that I liked about the first one. Because they're a trilogy, basically. These enemies, they've got such high defense. The game's like not removed the ice. He's supposed to be frozen, and yet he's not. Whatever. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know whether to go over here or not, really. The temple, I know the temple is just where we were a moment ago, but I just want to check that there's not like any goodies. Because the shops don't seem to be doing new armor, so I probably might need to find it as we go. Like we found Rosaline's best armor by exploring. That she's wearing now. Rosalind, I can't remember her name. That invested. Is it Rosalind or Rosaline? Rosalind. Rosa. Rosalind, there we are. Dun, 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 dun. Is that a check? No. Can't believe you haven't played the Legend of Dragoon though. Bath phase, I saw you post in Discord. But then again, I guess if you haven't played many RPGs at all, it's not the most obvious one to play. As much shit talk as I give it, it is good. It's more the fan base that annoys me rather than, to be honest, that is pretty much what it all boils down to really. It's the fan base more than the game that bothers me. I just think the fan base are a little bit deluded about what it actually is. Why have all these... Oh no, this one has... I might try poison actually. I wonder if that would help with these stone enemies. You've heard of it, seen it around? Oh, you've definitely seen it around. Everybody's always streaming it and pretending it's a hidden gem. You're saying we've got a bit overlooked between 7 and 8. It's not between 7 and 8 actually. It's between 8 and 9. That's the thing that I'm not saying this about you, but that's the thing that people seem to like sort of retcon, that they seem to think it was a... Because it was marketed as a Final Fantasy VII killer, I think in America or something, but it didn't come out near Final Fantasy VII, it came out after 8, so it was up against 8, really, and actually it was up against 9, because 9 came out a few months after. And that's what I was saving my money for. I still got Dragoon though, but that's because it had a price cut, because it didn't do very well. But I remember my friend getting the demo of it and playing it, and it had the there's this sequence with this big snake monster, and I remember thinking that the cinematics were really cool. Because one thing that it did do really well is it has quite a lot of like nice story stuff that uses the in-game battle engine. So most people think it's obscure, recall a lot of promotion from back in the day. Yeah. It's because it got overlooked, and it's sort of, I think it's an easy sort of target to, if you want to be like a bit hipster and be like, I don't like Final Fantasy VII, it's sort of the easiest one to go to after that. It's definitely had more of a resurgence in sort of like retro rather than at the time. I mean, it's similar with Suikoden, although I think Suikoden is one of the best games ever made, so that's quite understandable, and I see why people overlook Suikoden, and people did. It wasn't there in the open, and not everybody knew about it. It sort of got ignored because it was 2D. And also, you know, to be honest, I can't defend it totally. It's a very old game, the first one, but even the second one is not, and the 2D is not necessarily the most attractive it could have been. You know, you got games like Grandia, which were I mean, yeah, it has 3D backgrounds, but the sprites were gorgeous. Suikoden 2 does look a lot better though, but Suikoden 1, some of the graphics in that game are not all that really. So, you know, it was a new console, and we're supposed to be sort of moving forwards a bit, but I think the storyline makes up for everything. I like the graphics though, personally. I think they look nice in combat. I like the simplicity of Suikoden's graphics. It's very easy to understand what's happening on the screen. It's very easy to see everything, and yeah, I just think it's a very straightforward, cozy game. It's 2's much better. Somewhere along the lines of a mix up with Jade. Yeah, I can see that. I've not really played Jade Cocoon myself. I have it now though. I never had it at the time. My friend did. The one that had like Sword of Sedan and stuff. He had Jade Cocoon. He wasn't as really into RPGs like I was, and what the RPGs he did get were never the sort of big hitter ones. I guess he got the cheaper ones, really, to be honest. But also, just what appealed to him. He had slightly different tastes. And I was, you know, you could only buy so many games at that age. I mean, you had to pick and choose, and I picked what I picked, and he picked what he picked. He got Jade Cocoon, Legend of Dragoon, Wild Arms. See, I never played Wild Arms until recently, and I really regret that now. I think Wild Arms is one of the I don't think it's one of the best RPGs on the PlayStation, but I think it's one of my favourite RPGs on the PlayStation that I've discovered later in life. I think the graphics are really nice, except the battle. The 2D graphics are lovely, and I just think it has like nice music, and again, it's just it's simple. It doesn't have too much crazy customization, which is something that I really appreciate in an RPG. I mean, I tell you what else I like about Legend of Dragoon. I love the pre-render backgrounds. I really like 3D models on pre-render. It's sort of a thing that's been lost as we've gone forwards. Everything has to be fully 3D or 2D. Nobody seems to like to mix and match anymore. And I like 2D sprites on 3D backgrounds, but I also like 3D models on 2D backgrounds. Because I was looking recently, mostly because Barley Bap started streaming it. I've been meaning to play Baten Kaitos, or Baten Kaitos, Baten, whatever. That GameCube RPG. I always forget what it's called. Baten Kaitos. Oh, not this clown. What is that in the background shooting at me though? Oh, it's Fleece. But that has the 3D models on a thingy background. Looks quite nice. But it's getting a HD remaster, isn't it? Really like to try. Oh, Fear Effect's amazing. Oh, I love Fear Effect. I've already streamed the first one quite a long time ago now. I meant to stream Fear Effect 2 and then I just didn't. And I feel like it's been long enough now that I could just stream Fear Effect 1 again. Why not? Any excuse. I want to play Fear Effect Sedna even though I've heard it's terrible. But I just want to check it out. Is this Poison Summon working on this boss? I think it is. Oh yeah, I think he is actually doing some damage. But yeah, Fear Effect's amazing. If you got the means to play it, it's really good. It's a bit janky in certain ways in modern standards because it's got a lot of cheap instant deaths. But I really like it. My only thing with Fear Effect, unfortunately, when I replayed it, it's kind of miserable on hard mode. Anyone who played it Sedna, it's got very no comparison. Sedna's supposed to be terrible though. Like I heard, it got absolutely panned. It doesn't even look like Fear Effect to me. It looks like just an isometric Western RPG or something, which has nothing to do with what Fear Effect ever was. It's kind of a bit sad that they let people make it that didn't seem to want to capture the essence of the original game. They just made its own thing. Don't know why. Felt like just using an IP. From what I've played it though, so I can't be too judgmental. But what makes Fear Effect special is that it has a very cinematic quality to it, and it had really good graphics at the time because it uses it doesn't even use like 2D sort of like, I mean it does use pre-render, but they're not stills, it's actually all just FMV. That's why it's 4 discs long. You move around over just FMV loops. Every single screen is a video that's like about maybe 5-second loops. So everything looks like it's alive and popping and stuff. But I think depending on your technology, it doesn't necessarily look as good as it used to. But also that's where some of the jank comes into play, because you're essentially just walking around an empty screen with character models in it, and there'll be certain bits of the screen that have been marked as danger zones, but sometimes it doesn't necessarily look very clear as to where you can step. So you have to have a bit of patience with it, but you can get through it. Especially on normal. On hard it is actually quite hard, but the best ending is by beating it on hard mode. I would personally perhaps recommend just playing it on normal and YouTubing the better ending. Because the ending is like 10 seconds long, and it's just a variation, but it's better. And I think hard mode's kind of off-putting. When I was younger I played it twice. But last time I streamed it, I played it on hard mode, and it really, really irritated me. Because you're just constantly running out of ammo. And having to dodge roll to get past everything. I beat it, but it wasn't very fun. Towards the end, it got particularly nasty. I think if I play it again on stream, I bet I've still got my save file. So what I might do is just play it on normal and then load my save file at the end of hard mode and just show the ending. There's basically 3 endings. At the end of the game you get to make a choice right at the very, very end, and that will affect your ending. But if you finish on hard mode, then you will be allowed to make there's 2 choices, but if you finish on hard mode you're allowed a 3rd choice, which is the better ending and the canon ending, as far as I know, for maybe continuity with Sedna. It's quite sad with Fear Effect because there was supposed to be a 3rd game. There was going to be Fear Effect Inferno. It got stuck in development hell and then just cancelled, which is a huge shame. There's actually footage of it and stuff. It's going to be on PlayStation 2. I think it's a very big shame that didn't happen. And that reminds me, whatever happened to the remake? look. Is that just dead in the works? To be honest, it looked a bit meh. I have to say, it looked a bit cheap. I feel like that's a trend now. Gamescom 2022 trailer for PS5. It's an upcoming remake of Fear Effect. Okay, is there any date on this? To be announced 2023. It is said to be releasing for PC, Switch, Xbox One, PS4. It's unclear if it will also be available on Xbox Series and PlayStation 5. I mean, it has to be now, surely. Oh, the remake will no longer use fixed camera angles. It will also be longer than the original game. The game will involve collecting items, solving puzzles, and there'll be inventory systems. I don't think I've seen the newest trailer actually. Maybe it looks better than what I thought. I'll have a look at that later. Apparently though... Oh, I don't know. Maybe there's a chance they'll make a sequel if it does well, I guess. Because the second game to Fear Effect's actually a prequel. So... I guess Sedna's a sequel. The sequel to Fear Effect, but they can just retcon that. Nobody liked it. I have Sedna though. I think I got it in a sale. I forget I have it. Better to play 2 than 1. I mean, you can do. I don't think it spoils the second game, but I personally perhaps wouldn't, because just because the game is 2 is superior in like gameplay and stuff. It improves on the first one, so I think the first one will feel a bit more clunky if you could do it the other way. When I used to play them that way round. Whenever I'd replay them, I'd always play 2 and then 1, but this time I decided to do 1 first, and I think it is the better way to do it. It just feels more like a natural progression. And I think it's nice to know what happens in 1 and play 2 with the sort of wondering how it's going to reach the story of 1, if that makes sense. I think that's some of the enjoyment that comes into play rather than the other way around. Like, you already know who the characters are in 1, and 2 is more about like seeing what they were doing before the first game and knowing what happens to them in the first game as you're playing it. Obviously it's not really a spoiler, but there's like, I can't remember the reason though, but there's like a character in 2 that isn't in 1, and I can't remember why. I need to replay it myself personally, but I can't remember why she's not. I mean, she's obviously not in 1 because she wasn't invented, but I can't remember what the story reason for her was not being in it. Rain. I would just play the first one first, and then you can sort of appreciate the improvements the second one did. I think the second game, if I remember, I think I like the second game more. But there's elements of the first game that I like more, but I think the second one's more fun. But they were really good games at the time. They're sort of like hidden. I'd say they're very obscure these days. Nobody talks about them. I think not being on the PSN in America doesn't help. They are on the European PSN though. But I bought them when they were new. I don't even know why I did. I just did. I think it's because they just looked a bit anime-ish. Phrase this question, but I know it's of the promo even implies to show the lesbians, or at least some kinky lesbians, still in a classy way. It's a bit perverse leering, to be honest. That was sort of the time period that it came out in. It's not full on or anything like that. It's just a little bit wink wink, nudge nudge. I mean, they're bisexual, I think. Or at least one of them is. But they are sort of in a relationship, but they use their sort of sex, what's the word, sex appeal to get further. I mean, the most famous scene is there's a distraction scene. I mean, I don't know. It's not really spoiling the game as such, but there's sort of, you've seen those movies, you know, the sort of distracting the security guards by like flashing them or whatever. Well, they just, you know, do something a bit naughty, raunchy. You don't see it in the game, but it's just sort of, you know, the camera cuts away, I think, or something like that. But it's just a bit, it's not aged very well, probably. Things like that don't really bother me too much, though. The game came out in 2000, so whatever. If it got remade, it might need reassessing, though. Perhaps. But then again, I mean, I think they might have to reframe it, but they don't need to change it, because it's not a fake relationship, but they do sort of. I don't think the game itself was the real problem. I think it was more the marketing. The marketing was very sleazy. There's a really famous spread of them both lying on their fronts, I think, with no clothes on. And it's like, what the fuck has this got to do with the game? If you Google it, you'll find it, but there's a very full-on ad for Fear Effect 2. And it doesn't have anything to do with the game. But it was very much just being like, ooh, lesbians, buy this game. Why can't I summon? Maybe it's on the downtime. Don't be clutching my pearls. I mean, I get what can upset people, and I get, you know, people's feelings, like, well, I don't get their feelings exactly, but I can appreciate their feelings. But some stuff, I don't know. Some stuff doesn't bother me too much when it's things like that, like when it comes to video game characters. Like, things like Ivy in Soul Calibur, for example, that she's a ridiculous sort of male fantasy, I guess, or whatever, but it depends. I don't know, it depends if they have any personality to back it up, for me. Like, I think I'm less interested in Dead or Alive. That seems a bit shameless, that is a little bit cringe. But like, you know, Ivy doesn't really bother me too much. I don't know, it depends how gratuitous it all is. Because I look at Ivy and I just think like, she looks like a badass, but I'm not a woman and I'm also not a straight male, so I don't really have this. To me, it's like, it's almost like she's just so hyper feminine, it's almost like drag to me. I wish they would have some more male characters that were just as bad. I mean, I actually think, not that it really appealed to me, but if you've played Dragon Age Inquisition, I thought the character of Iron Bull was hilarious for those reasons, because he was just full-on ridiculous. And some of his, I watched his romance scenes on YouTube, because I obviously went with, what's his face, I can't remember his name now. Dorian? But I watched these scenes with Iron Bull and it was just hysterical. See, I want more of that in my video games. Not seeing any items. I think I'm over it. People are so hyped over last polygon breast at the time. I can understand the fear of promo compounds. Oh, I mean, and also it's the same publisher, so they knew what they were doing. They'd marketed Tomb Raider, so they pretty much did the same thing with Fear Effect because they're both IDOS. Barrett from FF7 was quite hyper masculine now. Yeah, but he's got a lot of clothing on. I wouldn't say he was a sex symbol. I know what you mean. How are you doing? I mean, I'm trying to think of some more examples now. The Iron Bull is one that comes to mind, but he's not necessarily even male. He's not even human, so... I mean, Dorian is a bit, but only if you play as like a gay man in Dragon Age Inquisition. Otherwise, you won't see it, I guess. Iron Bull acted like a total hoe to me. Yeah, he's so funny. I loved it. It was hilarious. Even though I kind of shut him down because my heart belongs to Dorian. Dorian was great though. Dorian was... I've talked about this before, but Dorian is such a wonderfully written character. I really... As much shit as Dragon Age gets and BioWare gets these days or whatever, I diss Dragon Age Inquisition myself a little bit for gameplay reasons. I think it's too long, like, and the open world sort of aspect to it is just... feels very padded, whereas the story's fantastic. But the characters in that game were brilliant. The writing was really good, and I particularly loved the way that they dealt with Dorian. I thought he was a very I can't think of the word, just a very careful and thoughtfully written character. He didn't feel shoehorned into the game. He felt like a fully realized character, and I like the fact that he was, because obviously he's gay in the game, but that's like his actual identity, not just only if you are, which is what a lot of games until that point had been. Like they're just like in, what's the word, bisexual until stated otherwise or something, or straight until stated bi. It was how most of those video games used to be, whereas it was nice to have a character where even if you're playing as a straight character, Dorian will still be gay in your story. It will never change. I think that was really well done, and the fact that he has a whole story arc too. I don't know how much it comes across if you're not in a relationship with him, but if you have a relationship with him, obviously don't listen if you don't want spoilers, but it's sort of dealing with his rejection from his parents because of his sexuality, and I really like the fact that they brought that up into a video game. It made it very, for me, it was the first time I played a video game and I could actually feel very connected to the character I was playing, because usually I'm always just playing a straight man in all my video games or whatever. So, or even in something like Skyrim, it's really just like shoehorned in, like you can marry any NPC, but it doesn't really influence the story at all. Whereas with Dragon Age Inquisition, it was like a side quest thing with him as part of his like romance story thing, and you got to like meet his parents, and I don't know, you just got this, I got this sort of strong connection to my character I was playing, and also the character that I was in a relationship with in the game. It was really a unique experience that I don't really get to experience much in video games. Because I remember getting to tell his dad to go fuck himself, basically, which is how I would have felt in that situation. It was really nice. And it was just relatable to have that sort of scenario. I don't need it in every single video game, but it was nice to have it in one. I look forward to the next Dragon Age because of that. I think BioWare are really good at writing inclusive games, but without it feeling forced, just because they feel like they have to. I feel like they're very good at making it feel natural and part of the actual game itself, just people living and going about their business. And it did feel like a progression, because the first Dragon Age obviously wasn't quite as good in that way. I think Dragon Age is better at it than Mass Effect, what I've played. but then they came out later. But yeah, going back to what we're actually saying, so Dorian's actually quite like saucy and cheeky in that too, and I thought it was quite funny. But he, you know, it's not the same as being like a bondage-wearing dominatrix with a sword whip, which is a bit ridiculous when you say it out loud. And, you know, she's designed like that because she's trying to appeal to men, I guess. I mean, you can say, oh yeah, well Killick has his upper half, like he's got nothing on. I can't do English. He's got his shirt off, but it's not. I don't know. It's still not quite the same thing, is it? I mean, I guess you could argue that Voldo's very hypersexualized, but yeah, wasn't turning my head, or rather, it was turning it away. Voldo's my fave. Well, you know, there's always somebody. It's like there's that person on YouTube that thinks that the soundtrack to Chakan is amazing, and then there's you that likes Voldo. I'm actually trying to think of an example now. When they make women domination stuff, I find it a bit weird, since I guess only swap out straight means. Yeah, it is. I mean, I don't think it's necessarily the best. I think we can give men a bit more credit than thinking that they're just into dominatrixes with whips. But they're definitely, a lot of those characters have definitely not been designed for lore purposes that way. Other fighting encounters can pelvic thrust. He's creepy. Side note though, Ivy's my favourite Soul Calibur character. I love Ivy. I like her. I just like her gameplay. I think the weapon is such a brilliant design. A sword whip is so cool. And I like her. I like her sort of because she's very British and aristocratic. I like her. I prefer her outfit where she's not in the bondage stuff. I like it when she's got more like the little mini, jacket on. I'm just trying to think, what kind of male characters are there? Because I don't know, I think like, because you'll see the argument on the internet with like, oh well, there's plenty of men with their shirts off too, but it's sort of presented more as in a commando kind of way, which is not really the same thing. It's more like a focus on their masculinity rather than their just objective sex appeal kind of thing. It's more like a raw macho kind of thing rather than just reducing a female character to just big boobs and an ass. Did you ever see the film? No. Brotherhood of the Wolf? There's a whip sword in there? No. Never even heard of it. I guess Gabriel Knight 2 was a bit raunchy. I think fighting games, the men often shirtless with the women in bikini armor. Yeah. But like shirtless is more like a look at the muscles on this guy kind of thing rather than a, I don't know. You wouldn't, in a fighting game, you wouldn't see a man like pretty much fighting in almost nothing but a thong, really, would you? Because it would probably create the opposite effect and make people think like, ew, or something, I guess. It's a bit homoerotic. Unless it's Voldo, and you know, obviously Voldo is a subject of kind of laughing at him. Where's my poison summon? Why is it dying? Where is it? Why is it still up here? Oh, okay. We've pulled too many enemies. Oh, I'm in trouble now. This poison snake seems to be like the only thing that's good at killing these thingy enemies. Poison. I think the poison is what's working. If it applies. I think it was working. Hello Damien, how are you? If it was more realistic, you'd expect to see the women being big and strong and aggressive. Exactly, yeah, that's the thing too. It's generally just dainty frames and large chests. And asses hanging out. You don't really get the really buff, strong Amazonian sort of woman. To be fair though, I think a lot of these games, these days anyway, and probably since the 2000s, most of them are sort of Japanese developed anyway, so and it's quite a different thing here. Oh, you've applied poison now. So did it work? How's someone going? I mean, it's going. It's going clunkily as usual, slowly. But not bad. It's been a bit chill. I've managed, you know, how long have I been live? An hour, and I've got across this screen. I do miss turn-based combat. People moan about random encounters, but I just wish these would die a little bit easier, these stone statues. They're just stupid. See if Rosalind can do something with that. Because nobody's got enough strength to pierce through their armor. Only this sort of poison snake seems to be doing. I don't think it's anybody hitting it that's doing the damage though. I think it's the poison ticking away. Just die. Oh, finally. Garbage. Hate for random encounters. I get more annoyed at visible encounters if I can barely avoid them. Like, yeah, well, I think RPGs that do that, Luna's quite annoying, I think, but some RPGs, they go overboard when you can see them. Like the game I was just playing, the Legend of Heroes, they had too many running around. I think Grandia has a nice balance. Should probably save. I don't mind random. It depends, because I mean each game's different. Some have a really high level of random, don't they? Older RPGs tend to. Because like stuff like Final Fantasy VII, that random encounter rate's really chill. And combat. My thing with turn-based combat though, random encounters and stuff, is it needs to be like not too I don't like when random encounters take too long. Like, Final Fantasy XIII's random encounters take too long, and that's what annoys me with that game. And the worst is Xenoblade 2. Oh no, Xenosaga even. Oh my god, Xenosaga's random encounters make me want to pull my hair out. They take like 5 minutes. Why can't I put a blizzard here? Oh my god, like it will just kill them, and it would be lovely. Please, let me just plonk a blizzard down. I'm walking around. I'm not even bothered. When is Fleece gonna level up? That's what she's been. The experience on this game is all over the place. Is she getting any? Mood. You know, with Luna, I haven't played the Mega CD version, which is the version that I'm going to play next, I think. I've tried to play it on the Saturn, which is the same as the PlayStation 1. And I just bounce off it. It just didn't grab me. It felt a little bit old, I think. Because it is old, because it's a remake of an older RPG. And I guess it just felt a little bit old. I didn't hate it, but I don't like the combat at all, really. I find it a little bit in this weird place between kind of automated. I wasn't a fan. Whereas, I mean, I love the music, I love the graphics, I love the sort of idea of a coming of age thing. I love Grandia. They take too long, it's absolutely fair, yeah. I've heard Luna 2 is a lot better than 1. I hear like 2's the one that people really love. I'd like to replay Grandia. Because that's been forever. I would say that Grandia has my one of my favourite RPG combat systems ever. I think it's a very... It's not underrated because I think everybody that knows it knows that it's really good. I think Grandia's combat held the second game together for me. But it's sort of, what I mean is, it's weird that nobody's ever really sort of revisited that combat. I think it was a very cool combat idea. Very tactical too, with the whole cancelling moves. Pretty sure I got through Luna's combat by largely ignoring movement, but at that point it's usually just fight, yeah. Yeah, I found the moving around stuff, because they kind of move on their own. I find it a bit like, ugh. Faux cleaver? Ooh. Oh, hello, new axe. This 200 axe inflicts huge amounts of damage. I'm actually tempted to give that to Doodle Flops now. I don't know if he's got enough axe power though. It would be stronger than that. It would be slower, but he's got all that speed on now. I think I might do it. How much axe power has he got? Oh, he needs 8. No, he needs 9. That's bollocks. Oh, I don't think he's got enough, has he? He needs heavy arms as well. Unless he can equip some... But then he won't have the speed, so it'll be crap, won't it? Might have to leave it for now. Maybe next level up. You can get some. I do want to give Luna a proper go. That I think I'll like it more on the Mega CD than the Saturn, though. I think I want to. I'll appreciate it more for being a game from what, 1993, is it? rather than a game from 1998. I think I'll appreciate the sort of cinematic side of it being such an old game on the Mega CD. I heard it's quite different though, so there's sort of a lot of value in playing both versions. Where are we going? I heard it deviates, especially the first game. I did quite a good chunk of the first one. Because I've got Luna 1 and 2 for the Mega CD now because they're on my Mega Drive Mini 2. Oh, we've got to go inside? I'm just going in. Fuck this fight. Oh, piss off, party members too far away. Can my party members stop being too far away? Hostile monsters nearby. Oh my god. For real? There's also Silky Lip or whatever it is that was on the Mega Drive Mini 2. I'd forgotten about. I need to look at my Mega Drive Mini 2. I sort of bought it. I did that little sort of random selection stream of it where I played a few of the things on it and then I've sort of haven't touched it since. It was mostly the Mega CD stuff that I was interested in. And the exclusive things. I'm very glad I bought that. I'll tell you that. Because I was in a bit of financial difficulty at the time when it came out. And I was passing up on it, but I sort of folded at the last minute and resigned myself to eating on a budget at the time. Because I couldn't resist. I got the FOMO. I saw it in a shop, is the reason why. I didn't order it on Amazon, and I decided I wasn't having it. But then on release day, I saw it in a shop, and I think I'd sort of seen the prices on Amazon had gone up, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna get it. So I just did, and I tell you what, I saw it the other weekend when I said I went into town. I saw it in the shop, used, and it was like double the price of what I'd paid for it, brand new, but it said this was second hand. And I was just like, what the hell is wrong with the world? Buy now or regret later. Don't like it. It's a different vibe, the different opening cutscenes really drive home a different tone. Yeah, I love the music on the original. I quite, you know, as much as I've sort of dissed working designs, I'm really not a fan of working designs from what I've seen of their translations. I don't like what they did to Alundra. However, what I do like about working designs is I like that they put the effort into doing the songs and things from stuff like Luna. I liked that they did the English song version instead of just scrapping it like other companies do. I do think that was a good thing to do. And I like the English song, it's pretty good. And they did it with Magic Knight Ray Earth as well on the Saturn. They did an English version of the theme song, which is cool. I love the theme song for Magic Knight Ray Earth. I love it in Japanese though. Cannot believe we've got to go through this dungeon again. I'm tempted to just make a beeline for the end because it's taking too long. There can't be that exciting treasure, surely. Oh, I really want to take a sip of coffee. Can we just have some music? That's the worst thing about these loading screens. Please just be the boss. Don't make me go for another dungeon. Oh, it's you! He's a famous demon. he's on the front cover of the PC version, and he's also, I think he's in the parody video after the end credits. When they do this, they do that skit, you know, the Dungeons and Dragons thing, whatever it's from. Like, I'm using magic missiles. They use his character model, I think, in that, if I remember. Please don't make me go for another dungeon. It's always a sign of a quality RPG. Well, we've done this dungeon before, but fortunately the boss is right here. Because that's the thing, it's not interesting. They're making me retread previously visited locations to fight these bosses. Why are we being fleeced? We don't need her. Some better music though. Let's have regenerate on you. What should we summon? How about the Blade of Uraf? Hey Retro, how are you? Why are you attacking Fleece? Right, power up this Blade of Uraf, please. Let's cast something. Can we blind you? Oh, we can. Good, good. I don't think my spell did it though. I think Fleece just did it with an attack. Good enough for Friday's Eve. Oh yeah. This week's gone pretty quick, I have to say. I'm very glad. What happened to my summon? Look at that face. Oh, where'd you go? Oh, stop it. Keeps charging through and knocking everybody over. Oh my god, you just killed my Blade of Uraf. Knocked down. Oh, what's that he's doing? I think we're about to die. Can I get this, like, potion off before you kill me? Ooh. I should just stop ploughing through everybody and knocking them over. You know, that's fine, Rosalind. Just waste your fireballs like Joseph's nearly dead, but don't heal him. Oh, why are we paralyzed? Need some MP back. Ooh. What is that animation? It's T-pose. Yeah, it just looked like it was just flashing its arse. Look at me. Probably heard the conversation earlier. I'll show them. Oh, calm down. Showing off now. I really just want to get some MP back for Joseph so we can summon something, but it's not happening. You go hit Joseph then. What an irritating mechanic. Right, let's summon something. Oh! Joseph, get up! Oh, she really needs some MP. What's very irritating is I can't target people when they're not in view of the camera sometimes, I think. Just cast heal on Rosalind, wherever she is. Although you're on the floor, I guess, so you probably can't. Is she still on the floor? No. I don't understand when Power Leech works and it doesn't. I guess it's like if the enemy's got AP or not, but how am I supposed to know? But then it's costing me MP to use it. Oh, well, we win anyway, so that'll do. Get in my ring. Lovely, lovely. Right. I guess is it even worth walking around here? Maybe. I'm gonna get rid of that clompy though. You've done your duties. Goodbye. What's that supposed to be? Like something's spine? Oh no, it's metal. See, yeah, this was the bottom of the dungeon. I guess we've got a shortcut here. Is the rest of the dungeon sort of sealed off now? Can you now summon Titan? No, unfortunately I don't think so, no. I think he's supposed to be like evil, so we wouldn't want to? Don't know, really. Each ring had 4 demons in them. Well, no, sorry. Each of the 4 rings had a demon in them. But we could summon stuff before that by using the rings, like the golem and whatever. But then someone tricked us. Well, basically one of the demons from one of the rings possessed Rosalind's dad, who is sort of like a, you know what he is, a monk at the monastery. But we didn't know that, and he tricked us into going on a quest to get the rings, putting them on and plunging our hand into a furnace. And it was supposed to be with the idea that the I think it was going to make them into one or something to give us true dominance or power. But what it actually did was broke the rings and released the demons from inside. And so now we've let's summon the poison one. It'd be nice if we got a new thing, but we haven't. But then we went to the other continent and we got 4. We learned that there were 4 more rings that had dragons in them, power of dragons or something. So there's 4 dragons and 4 demons and 1 summoner is the lore. And we've just found out in the last stream or the one before or something that apparently, so there was it's a very complicated game, but there was a battle between the gods, sort of like a Ragnarok or something. Some shenanigans went off, and these 2 particular gods, who were like the son and daughter of this god of creation, I think. I've sort of lost a bit of the plot with it myself. Uraf, I think it is. Is it Uraf? But anyway, he got killed by the female god, who's like a god of evil, like a Hades kind of person. He got killed and shattered into 9 pieces, and he got shattered into 4 demons, 4 dragons, and me. Turns out. Make what you will of that. But now we need to confront, well, we need to, because the demons are free and they've been running rampant, we need to reseal them back into the rings, is what the sort of gist is at the moment, and then the game will end, pretty much. We need to confront the final baddie, whoever they may be, really. Probably don't really need to go through all of this. I'm just curious whether to, if it'd be like a chest or something, but I might just leave in a minute. But the plot's a bit wappy. The second one, because the second one says something about a goddess reborn, I think was the GameCube title. You play as another summoner in the second game, I think. So I don't know if it's specifically me that is part of the god, but just the line of summoners or whatever. We're supposed to represent like the humans that he made in his image or something, and the demons are supposed to be some of his like more angry elements, like his wrath and his whatever, and the dragons are his like compassion. I don't know. I was sort of hoping there might be like an item to grab, but I guess we just have free range to walk around this dungeon, should we please. I don't really please. Thank you. So I think we'll just leave. Hey Glyphix, how are you? Thank you for the resub. That's very kind, thank you. Whoops. I'm pretty good. I'm just chilling. Glad it's the back end of the week, really. I walked home. Walked home from work today, which is for the first time in about a week, so I'm feeling quite good about that. Although very tired as a result. Also managed to get a bit of studying done on the way home, which made me feel a bit better about myself because I've been neglecting that as well for a week. It's something I don't want to. I'd got into some. You know what I mean? When you've got into some really good habits and then you start to let them slide, you start to feel a bit. Oh, how long of a walk is that? It's about an hour and 15 minutes. Depends how fast I can walk, but with the summer weather at the moment, it's slower. At the fastest I've ever done it is about 55 minutes, and the slowest, you know, it can be like an hour and a half. It's anywhere between that. It's about 4.5, 5 kilometers, I think. The walk. But since last May, I've pretty much kept it up, and then this year in particular, I'd sort of intensified. I've been doing it like pretty much every day from work. But the last week or so, it's been really heavy rain, and I also wasn't feeling too good, so I didn't want to make myself feel worse. Sounds lovely. I wish I could walk to and from work, Supercar Centric America. I mean, I could use the subway, but I save money. That's an incentive, and perhaps keep in a bit of better shape. Although, like when I walked home today, I like scoffed a sausage donut. Yeah, that's the thing. So you know, there's like 300 calories. I also had a teriyaki chicken bread thing. So it's like there's like 400 calories or whatever that I've sort of eaten as I walked. Oh, we missed this. Good God. Summon a chainmail. 40. Winter long. Ooh, a new sword. I bet I can't equip it because look at those stats. It looks very slow though. Ice attacks. I'll pick them all up. Let's see what we can do. Oh, it needs identifying. Oh, I can do it, but he hasn't got the stats. Breaching Claymore. Oh, hello there. Working, lurking, so I can't stay in chat, but hey yo. Thank you for the resub though, that's very kind. I'll ask how you are, even though you say you're lurking, but it feels rude not to. I walk home anyway, it takes about an hour and 20 minutes, but still my fastest option since I don't drive. I actually, at first, like it sounds like, whoa, that's crazy, but I guess you'll understand what I'm coming from too, but it's really not that bad when you get into a habit of doing it. It's really not the end of the world at all. The only thing is for me, it's not so much the walking part of it. I wish it was just like 20 minutes shorter than it is though, I think. Or even 15, 20 minutes shorter than it is. Because it's more the time it takes than the effort to do it. Because I like the walking part of it. What's this? 40 protection versus 40. We'll just wait for a flash of colour. Boom! Lovely, nice and red. Is it worth me even looking through this dungeon anymore? I think that was dropped from the boss. It's a bit... When the weather's bad, it's bad. Like, I'm not a fan when it's raining. But sometimes I still do walk even when it's raining. I never walk to work, though. I always walk home. Magus leggings. Ooh, are these new? See, that was worth... If this is good, then that was worth it. Silk breeches, protection 3. Where's Rosalind getting all the stuff? Like, where's Fleece's stuff? Megas boots 3. See, that's a massive upgrade. I'm glad that we took the time to look at that. Saying walking's great, I get to go through a nice little naturey spot. See, I like to try and take different paths every time as well, but I've pretty much exhausted every feasible way to walk home. I'd have to go like off route to get any more variety, but it took a while before I did that. You know, you just take the left and then forwards, or the forward and then left, or then the left forward, you know what I mean? Try and see a bit of variety, but I still now shake it up a bit. I've got different ways that I prefer. Take me 4 hours and 7 minutes to walk. That's very specific. Oh, according to Google. I was going to say, it's very specific, not 8. Google's weird though, because Google doesn't take into account like getting stuck at traffic lights and things, and just also being like out of breath. I walk faster at, you know, you walk faster at the beginning, but if you keep the pace up for an hour, depends on the weather though. Like I said, in the summer I will go a lot slower because it's just so fucking hot. Although I kept a very good pace today. I think today took me about an hour and 10, which isn't too bad. Very suburban place, but live in the city. Yeah, I wouldn't be walking 4 hours. 1 hour is good enough, I think. See, because I started one of the things that I like about it too is not just the walk. It's the I like the. It's like a. Even though I'm not like. I don't have like responsibilities. I'm not married. I don't have kids or anything like that. It's sort of just a me time without compulsive distractions. There's nothing else to do except walk. Do you know what I mean? So I will take that time to like listen to music, do stuff on my. I'm on my phone when I'm walking. Sometimes I've watched like a video or something, but I'm not like. Well, you know, the minute I get home, it's like I need to do stuff. Like I need to cook dinner. I need to get ready. If I'm gonna stream, I need to hurry up. You know, I need to go in the bath and. I sit down and I also find I'm tired when I get home. Like the walk part is not so bad, but as soon as my ass hits the sofa, that's sort of it. I get a burst of energy when work's over and I start walking. And I like to listen to my music because I'm a very musical person, but now, I think since I was a student, I don't listen to music at home much because I don't know, I just feel a bit weird. He's about to die, isn't he? Can we not teleport out of here, game? Do you need to make me walk? And why did you have to respawn all the fucking enemies? Oh my god. Just whatever, Joseph. I'm not fighting them all. I'm going to run through in a minute, but I'd like to resurrect Joseph first. But yeah, and I also use the time to study on my phone a lot because I got my flashcards that I drill through on that Anki app, which has got the intervaled. Where's Joseph's corpse? I can't resurrect him. I can't find him. Where did he die? Is that him over there? Wait, what? Reverse swamp. Can't tell where you are. Why are you silenced? Oh, the AI on this don't half get on my nerves. I'm trying to change to Rosalind to heal, but the AI's already taken over because I left it for 2 seconds. At least it chose to heal. Why can't I select Joseph? Oh, I bet he's paralysed or something stupid. Are you silenced again? Please kill this fucking Gorgon. It's doing my head in. Keeps turning Joseph to stone. There we go. But yeah, I'll do my studying or whatever, and I've been listening to Spotify loads lately. I said it before, but I'm just making like longer and longer playlists of like sort of 80s, 90s Japanese music. I've been recently listening to, I've been finding some nice playlists that other people have made from like, it'll be like, you know, top 100 songs in Japan of like 1990, and it mixes them in with like Western songs too, so that's quite fun. Or 1989 or something like that. And I don't pay for Spotify, and I kind of like the fact that I can't skip tracks. It makes me listen to stuff that I would probably skip otherwise and give it a try, and then I put it in my own playlist, and then everything in my playlist doesn't bother me too much. Right, can we get through? Let's summon the samurai instead. Where is it? Oh. The logic on where you can and can't do things in this game, like why can I summon him there, but not there or not there or whatever? Like just. Hiroshi Yoshimura these days, super minimal, super ambient. What is that then? Is it just instrumental? I'm gonna just check the other side of this area, if there's anything on this side, and then I think I'm just gonna run out and let everybody die. Who needs to? Because I've really had it. Sort of fortunate, I guess I found the right entrance. In fact, you know what? I'm just gonna run out now. You can all just do what you please. I'm leaving. Just run. Fuck all this. I should just do this, really. End the game. I'm not even getting, like, leveling up or anything at this point. Piss off with your slow. What an arse. Get lost! Oh my lord, leave me alone. Those Gorgons, I'm gonna fucking fuck you up. Kill it. Alright, bye. Time to fly. Sounds like you're enjoying this. I'm loving it. I like the story part of the game, but a lot of it can just go in the bin. Out my bloody way. Oh, whatever. It's how I feel as well. Oh! No, I'm not fighting you. Go away. Oh, you've paralysed me, you arsehole. Kill that Gorgon. I'm not fighting these stone statues. They take way too long. Don't know where Rosalind is. I think she can just stay dead. Easy listening is what they used to call it. Instrumental synth. Oh! Is it actually from the 80s then? See, I used to like Visual K when I was a teen. I mean, I still like some of it anyway. I used to like Visual K, but there was a guy who did a Visual K group, and he did some other Visual K stuff. I'm not really recommended Visual K to people, but the reason I bring it up is just to prepare you. But he did Visual K stuff, but he did a lot of sort of like dark wave kind of sound stuff, but with another person, and it had a vocalist. But he did he did solo stuff, and the solo stuff that he did was purely instrumental, and there were some tracks like that I quite liked. Sort of like dark wave synth instrumental stuff. It's not necessarily, well, look him up. I don't even know if I'd find it. I'll post it in Discord, but the band that he used to do, I don't know if anybody would like it though really, but I used to listen to, I can't even spell it right, Schwarzstein, I think they're called. You know, like the German word. But that's the vocal stuff. But then his solo stuff, he's just called Horror, which is a bit of a hard thing to Google. But the song that I particularly like, he did a song called Euphoria, which I think is really good. You should be able to find that on YouTube. I don't like all of his stuff. Some of his album gets a bit blurry, but I really like that track. I think it's really good. That's a bit more melancholic than Dark Wave, but I like it. Right, can we just get to the exit? I'm easy listening. I'm always easy, me. Dead easy. Easy like a a Sunday morning or whatever it is. Right, can we just leave? Oh, stay there. Right, oh, we're coming. We're coming. So's the stone golem though. Oh dear. Just run! Run everybody! Poor Rosalind. She'll be remembered. Party members are too far away. Can we just leave him to die? Please, please just stay over here. Come back. Don't get involved. Just let Jacquard die and then we'll get on the boat and we'll make out real quiet like. That's the plan. In fact, Jacquard, just take him away. Take him away. No, not that way. Go die over here. We'll leave ya. We don't need ya. Yeah, go on. You can get a bit of him as well. Too bad. So very sad. Also at work, but hey, Hysteric Moonstream. See, my description is accurate. I am the place where people just skive off work. Can you die faster? Right, let's go. See ya. They'll be back, it's fine. They'll be here on the world map as if nothing had happened. Look, they're all back. How lovely. Right, let's go to the monastery, the final place. We're going to have to go. This is the third time we've been to this bloody monastery. If the boss has any decency, he'll be waiting at the dock. Always time for an encounter. Yes, indeed, that's a good thing. Oh, shucks. Be careful. My British modesty will go into overload. Forest Night? I don't think there's anything I want to do in Forest Night. What are these enemies? No. Why are the Iranian soldiers, like, in the lore of the game? Iranian soldiers, what are you doing here? We've killed your boss. Just go away. You have no reason. Did you not get the telegram? Oreni has been liberated. You no longer have an employer. Promo photo online, Steph my cup of tea, I can already tell. I thought you might like it, but I don't know about everybody else. I like it. They don't do music now though. I used to listen to them a lot. Do you know what was really good? Speaking of Legacy of Kain, I used to play Blood Omen 2 listening to their album. It went really well together when I was in university. Schwartzstein are great though. If you want a recommendation, I mean obviously it's in Japanese, but I really like the song Rise to Heaven by Schwartzstein. That's probably one of my favourites. Depending on your taste, Iranian Nights, Iranian Days, Legacy of Kain or Fear Effect, which would recommend more Legacy of Kain. But why do we have to live in this world of extremes? Why not both? But Legacy of Kain. Where is the monastery then? For Degan Voldo fans such as myself. Legacy of Kain. What about Fear Effect 2? What about it? What, me playing it? I might play them. I need to play the Soul Reaver games as well. What's this place? Bone Knight. Bone Armor. That's from Legacy of Kain. Oh, mummies! No, just get lost. Oh, did they take damage, these mummies? They do! Why did the other mummy... Oh no, it was magic that they were strong against, wasn't it? Oh my lord! Joseph's being bashed from all sides. The ladies kiss each other. They do! Some ladies do. That's what's... They do, Joseph. You just have to get over with it. It's 2023. Some man kiss man. Joseph don't seem to do a lot of damage anymore. Some good experience from these enemies though, compared to everything else. Still want Fleece to level up. Something she's nowhere near it. No. No, the experience at this point is so ridiculous. Alright, can we just leave now? I don't know. This is probably not. I don't know if it's. I don't even know how to finish this sentence. But I'm buffering basically. I'm trying to think of a nice cushion. But I was going to say that it might not be your thing, Glyphix, but at a more extreme level, if you like Schwartzstein, you might like Velvet Eden, which is another Japanese band. Interestingly enough, the guy that did the music for Schwartzstein was briefly in Velvet Eden when they were on like their second or third lineup or something, but it's not really what the Velvet Eden sound is. But Velvet Eden are very odd. They're not really for many people, mostly because the vocals are very strange. But I like the sort of, if you like dark wave kind of sound, you might like it. Because instrumentally, I think they're really good. But I think the singing is an acquired taste. Visually more than musically, yeah. Maybe you won't like Velvet Eden then either. I just want to get to the exit. But I like a song that they did called La Fin, I guess. I don't even know if it would be on YouTube. Song that I like by them. I'm trying to remember how to spell it now. I think it's just called. Let me just double check what the title is. Where's the monastery? Is the monastery on the other side? I thought it was to the north near those islands. I like that song as well. By Velvet Eden. But, yeah. His vocals are quite hard going for some people. I just think it's dark and I like it. Oh, don't tell me I can't get across this fucking river. Oh no. That's the swamp again. My kingdom for a map. Of a kingdom. They're visually interesting as well. They were at the time, I guess. Was stuff, but a lot of the sort of visual bands, they tend to look a lot like each other. Encounter. Diving in. That was nice. I could just leave immediately. That was probably one with an NPC in it, though. I don't remember where the monastery was. It's on the coastline, but I thought it was on this side. I wonder, maybe I should just look at a guide, but I don't even know how to find it. Summoner Is it Iona? Monastery. Does it not say... The game just expects you to remember. I want to go to Iona Monastery, but I don't know where it is. Where is Iona Monastery? Says somebody on Game FAQs. Perhaps my soulmate. Donna and Blitz. Anyone tell me about Iona Monastery and how do I get there in Summoner? I try the world map, but get killed in encounters every time. Aww. Dr. Clays has got your back. Friend, I found this in one of the FAQs. I copied and pasted below. You talk with Diego and your first quest starts. You set sail for Iona Island. Talk to all the people. Yeah, but you're not telling me where it is. This says to set sail, so that makes me think it's not on the mainland. It's an Iona Island. So maybe the town has a fucking hell, like a useless game FAQs board that was. You don't even know where it is. Dr. Clays has left the chat. Just give me a cardinal direction. I know it's in the water. Brother Teresa. You guys heard of Drab Majesty? I have, yes. But I prefer... Because that's sort of like an 80s revival kick, isn't it? It's quite nice. I like... it's totally different though, but I really like Choir Boy. Oh, is this the PC version? Oh, it looks really nice, the PC version. We're playing a right shit version. Have a look at the pictures on this. This is what we could have been playing if Steam actually worked. Here we are at beautiful Iona, but how did we get here? Graphics are really nice though, compared to this. The HUD's nice too. What could have been... Oh well. My nostalgia is here. The rest of Iona next time. Where though? Can somebody just tell me the direction? It would probably be faster if I just walked now. That land to our left, that's far away distant Orenia. Wait, what? Ooh, there's a map. Masad, Lenale. Okay. No, this doesn't help. I'm trying to figure out where this might be. I think it might be up there in the corner. I think it's directly north from here. In fact, it's gotta be because the northern continent's in this picture. Okay, let's go. Choir Boy, never heard of... Oh, Choir Boy, great. Get them on Spotify, they're really good. I like this. What songs that I like by Choir Boy that off the top of my head? I like a lot of it. I can just listen to it. They did that. What is it? Don't. I'm gonna have to Google. Can't think. They're really good though. They need more recognition as well. Haven't they changed their name now though? I can't. Or they had a different name originally. I can't remember the song that I like. Something like "Please Leave Me Be." I think it's called "Please Leave Me Be." Don't bother me or whatever it is. That's a good one. And then I like there's a song that sort of reminds me of the Smiths. Oh, here it is. Da 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 da. What is that song? Something Eyes. Toxic Eyes. That's good. Yeah. Toxic Eye. That's a good one. And then, but then the other one that I do like. What? I should just open my Spotify and look, because I know it's like one word. In fact, I bet it's not listed, is it? Complainer. I like Complainer. That's a good song. Complainer's a great song. I recommend that one. But yeah, that I mean I just adore 80s vibe kind of music, because for me it's very much my youngest childhood. I have older siblings, so when I was a kid, even in the 90s, I was still listening to 80s music because that was sort of their music, so they were still listening to it, as you do. So in the 90s, I'm still like, I'd be sitting in my sister's car and listening to like Spandau Ballet and Adamant and, I mean, Queen, but that's not the same thing, but just all sorts of stuff. Erasure. Do you like Erasure? I do, Joseph. Shut up. Don't be so judgmental. Why won't you cast... Has she been silenced? Oh, the fucking leeches are here. I hate them. Why are they here? Gold. There's better songs than Gold. No, Gold's a pop though. But I prefer Cut a Long Story Short. I actually don't know that many Spandau Ballet songs. It was just the name that popped into my head. I only really know Gold and Cut a Long Story Short and True, but I don't really like True. Cut a long story short, is a bop and a half. It still blows my mind. I don't think there's anybody British about though, is there? It still blows my mind that the guy in Spandau Ballet is like, it's just in EastEnders. But I don't know what some of my favourite music like that stuff would be. I mean, I really like Erasure. I think Erasure are fantastic. My brother saw Erasure live a couple of years ago. I'm so jealous. I like Erasure Stars. That's a great song. Big Depeche Mode. I'm not so much into Depeche Mode, but a song came on by them. You know, I was just saying I was listening to these playlists of Japan music. Somebody, I think it was for 1989 or 1990, and what's the Depeche Mode song? A Personal Jesus came on. I do like that one. I like, I like I Just Can't Get Enough. That's a good song. I think I like earlier Depeche Mode than later Depeche Mode. I like the Human League, actually. I really do like. I like Fascination. I think that's an amazing song. I like Fascination, and what's the other one that they did? 83 to 86. Don't know what songs I know by Depeche Mode other than that, because a lot of it for me, like I said, is it would be listening to my siblings. So there's a lot of songs that I know, but I don't know I know. But if you put it on, I might be like, oh, I know that. Dare. Can we just get rid of these stupid leeches? Oh god, I fucking hate this already. This dungeon sucks. They're just healing themselves. Just piss off. Oh, I don't know where to begin. Need to resurrect somebody, really, don't I? Let's resurrect you. I hate these leeches. They were absolute pain in the arse in that city area that I just did, and they're back again with a vengeance. I need to let's summon a summon monster. Let's summon the Blade of Urarth. It seems to kick things asses pretty quickly. I want to talk about music. I don't have to think about all this health management that the leeches make me do. Wish I was better at multitasking. What is the other song by Human League that I like? I think there's another one that I really like. Do you know, did you ever listen to the Leeches of some bops? They don't, they're rubbish. Overrated. Just do the same crap over and over again and drag it out. Do you know Sound of the Crowd? I think I do know that one actually. Do you know the artist Little Boots? She was around in the late 2000s and the early 2010s. She did an album that I really liked called, I think it was just called Little Boots actually. And she did a song called Remedy that I really like, and it had a sort of 80s throwback. You're aware of Little Boots? So on the album she did a track with, what's his name from Human League? Is it Mark something? She did a track with him called Symmetry. And if you like that sound, you should listen to that song. It's really good. Phil Oakley, that's it. They did a song together called Symmetry, and it's really, really, really good. It sounds like it's leapt out of the 80s. I mean, a lot of her music did anyway. Look at these. Just Bone King? Is this a boss? Why are you the king? They're just healing and healing and healing. And nobody's doing any damage to them. Where's my Blade of Urarth? Oh my god, we got rid of the bone. No, the leech. Oh. There's another leech. And Rosalind has no MP. What has she been doing with it? Jekar learned chain axe spin, except he's got a sword on. Oh, my god, this game is miserable sometimes. I can't even target Joseph. Oh, I've targeted Fleece by mistake. Whoa, Joseph, can you just chill? You've only just got up. Jesus Christ. This game has got no fucking chill. This better be a boss? This better be a boss, this Bone King. I swear. Why are there so many leeches? I can't. I've got no MP. I don't have an item to get any MP. She keeps wasting MP. The second I take the control off her, she's just pissing her MP away. Stupid spells. Joseph, get up. Did you not resurrect Joseph? Like I just told you to. No, never mind. Okay, so that missed. That's great. Lovely. Why wouldn't it hit? I love it, and this area has like no sound either. It didn't the last time I was here. Oh my fucking god. I'm so over this. This is bullshit. Just leave. Just let me leave. Oh, it won't let me leave. It's gonna say hostile enemies now. Oh, thank God for that. Whew! Let's just do this again. It's fine. Ridiculous. I need to remember to put my buffs on as well. But honestly, the minute things go south in this game, it just feels like running up a treadmill. Right. Let's have faith. I don't know what to summon. Because the Blade of Ural seems to just drop dead really quickly. So let's do the Celestial Samurai. which I think costs the most MP, so maybe it's good. See, Bone Servant, you're fine. Ooh. Just kill that one enemy. Just focus on the same target. See how you like it. There we go. Get the next one. Seems to be going a bit better. Oh my god. Why is the samurai just pissed off? They've all started targeting the Bone King. This is where it goes messy. We were supposed to focus on the same target. That was the plan. Let's get some buffs back up. Do we need them? Is Rosalind... Okay, Rosalind's just been silenced. Great. Because that's what these leeches do. They silence and they heal everything. Yellow guy looks like a... He's a celestial samurai. He's also about to die. Oh, he's dead. Fucking hell, this Bone King, just like one sweep, just Joseph's health. Or whatever it was. No, it's the select... Wait, what? I don't even know. God, what am I targeting? They're just spam healing. And the thing is, I've got a silent spell, but it lasts seconds and then just falls off again. There's like almost no point to it. Let's cast Protect again. Where's Fleece? Can she silence the other one? Weren't the leeches, they were sort of quite vulnerable to blizzard, so maybe that will keep you busy for a moment. Joseph needs to summon something. He's got... No, he can't. Okay. I kind of want him to just kill one of these leeches. Oh, good. There goes one of them. Okay. This, like I said, this is best be a boss. Ooh, that was a lot of experience from that Bone King. I'm gonna guess it was then. A bit of random. Let's save. I'm not doing that again. Phew, how's that for easy listening? You're the Bone King now. I am Bone Daddy. Bone Servant, psh, bow down. Some interesting enemy designs, though. Do we need to even bother? Like, I've already been here very recently. We just came here to talk to Yargo. So, shouldn't we just perhaps run through? Ooh. Magus Gauntlets. You'd have thought the Bone King might have dropped some bone stuff. Oh, fuck, it's another one. Yeah, the Bone Servant or the Bone Daddy. There's 2 Bone Kings. Oh. As long as there's no leeches, though, I don't care. Because it's the healing that is irritating. Does that give a lot of experience? How much is it? I can't see. 7,000. I swear the other one gave more. 7,000 is such pittance. At this point in the game, you found the royal bone. Yeah, everybody's a king. Woof. See, why is he only worth 5,000 experience and he was worth 7? There's definitely, you know, not everybody's equal in this royal gala. Bone Servant, what are you worth? Are they weak to fire? Let's summon something too. Summoner. Summoner. 5,000 from you. Still no. Like Fleece. I swear at the start of the stream she was on 120,000. Just the returns on the XP when you've got 4 party members is just dreadful. Because that's 7,000 divided by 4. Or 5,000 divided by 4. So it's just rubbish. And I kind of need some stats. I need my identify up. 5,000. That's more. I wonder if it's because, like, maybe someone's a bit far out of the radius, so they're not counted in the experience, and that's why the numbers are weird. Oh, there's a leech. Wait, where did my samurai go? I'm not even noticing these things. Like, where is it? I'm just going to summon the blade. Get that leech. It just died again. Like what? Where did it go? Like, why did it drop dead? Is that something banishing it? Why aren't you dead? Ooh. Cast it unsummoned would be my guess. Well, yeah, they do actually. They do have a death spell, so maybe that's what it is. But yeah. The sword seems to disappear anyway. It did in that other dungeon. Honestly, these leeches. What should I summon that might last longer then? About a Wraith. I haven't used the Wraith for a while. Let's try that. Probably not the best enemy choice for here though. They're really a drain, they are. They're such a leech on my life. Oh! Woo! How'd you like that? What can leech do? I mean Wraith. What's Wraith all about? Oh shit, you absolute tit. Fleece has just like pulled over all these enemies. Somebody fire her. Life drain. Target loses a level. Oh, that sounds fun. Lose a level, please. Like, we've got this one target here, but Fleece is just like, nah, I'm just going to pull these 3 enemies from over there and make it a bit more fun. That'll be good. With my bow. They're going to start healing. I can't kill this thing because the other things are fucking healing it now. Oh, I'm getting real mad. Stupid idiot. That leech was almost dead. Oh, stop healing it. Fuck it. Wow, it's so hard to kill a single enemy when you've got leashes just spam healing stuff. Wraith, Shadow Legend. Oh no. Don't even. Started playing 3D Dot Game Heroes. Did I ever finish? No, I did not. That's the other one on the list to do after I've got this one done. I need to finish 3D Dot Heroes. I don't know. It didn't really resonate with me as much as I was hoping. It just sort of, yeah. Oh, Rosalind's. Why can't one of these characters' AI that has a cure spell just remove her pissing silence? Like, is it so hard? Yeah, Joseph's dead. Because I don't notice when she's been silenced. Because you know, the HUD doesn't have any sort of indicator. Just gonna die in any second because he's running straight into the combat as soon as he's just got up from a resurrection. And I can't even control him because I can't take control of him until he's resurrected. Having fun with it only a few hours in. It's not a bad game, but I just... it was a little bit too much like the original Zelda, which I don't have a huge amount of nostalgia for. I'm more from like the 3rd game onwards. I found the dungeons a little bit annoying. I like the overworld and the like towns and the cuteness in that, but I found the dungeons to be a bit... Yeah. What really annoyed me, it's hard as well. I think that was what bugged me a little bit with 3D Dot Heroes. It's kind of difficult, and the dungeons are designed in such a way that they're very linear. So when you die and you have to wait, you have to make your way through it all again in the exact same order, and it's kind of sometimes hard to remember the route when you've already done it once. Do you know, because you've already unlocked all the doors and, I mean, all the side rooms and stuff, and then you have to like maybe flick the switches to open the pathway, and you have to remember to do it again, and yeah, it's just a bit annoying when you die and have to start the dungeon over again. I found it frustrating. Not so much the difficulty itself, but just the fact that it's very hard to retread a dungeon that you've already done most of it. And you can't remember the exact route that you went through, and the map doesn't help you so much anymore. Tome of Revive. Throw the bucket. Oh, wow, oh my god. Oh no! I don't think that leech was very good, was it? That Wraith. It didn't seem to do me any favours. How slow is Joseph at attacking? Very, very, very slow. I mean, I'm guessing the boss is going to be in there. Oh, are they... I can see the leeches. Oh, off goes Jackar to go make sure they all come over. Right, let's summon... I'm just going to stick with the samurai. I think it's probably the best. Good old Fleece. Fleece ain't doing any damage. I'm taking her bow off. She's just getting on my nerves. Let's put her back on the daggers and see if it makes a difference. I should probably start being her and backstabbing again. That's how I played it when I was younger, I'm pretty sure. 70 with a heavy crossbow. We'll give that Rosalind. Let's give her a sword. Or a dagger even. Sword and dagger. Whoa. 75. That sounds good. Spine splitter. Backstab +3. Oof. High quality knife. She can have a shield then if she's got a dagger, can't she? Can't remember if she can backstab with a shield though. Did we ever establish that? Oh, there she goes. Backstabbing time. Sick of these leeches. Bop. Oh, that didn't do anything. You know, I wonder if the enemies scale in this. I wonder if they're scaling and maybe I've got high levels and have sort of made an arse of my build. You know, like, you know, you can sort of trash your game on Final Fantasy VIII if you do stuff badly. In Skyrim. I think Fleece could do with learning silence, though. Who has silence? Oh, she does have silence already, yeah. Silence that leech. And it missed. It shouldn't be this hard to kill a trash mob. Bug it up. Well, it's making me wonder how I did this as a kid. I feel like, I don't know. I don't think I had this much of a hard time. I mean, I wasn't a kid, but I wasn't... I don't know. I think I've sort of bounced between classes as well. Oh, God. No music at all. It's so haunting. Why is my health like almost gone already? I've literally been 2 seconds into this encounter and Joseph's dead. What's going on? I think I'm fucked again. What's she doing with her MP? I want to cast Resurrect. Stop! Oh, it was my fault. I was clicking the wrong spell. Now I've got no 8B. One of these has got to go. The leech. It just makes me want to turn it off in a huff. And the worst thing is all these revival items will revive Joseph. I've got like, I don't really get what the difference is between a Tome of Revive and Revive Scrolls or whatever. But they'll revive him with 1 health and he'll run straight into an enemy and die again. Whew, I managed to get that heal off before he did. Protect everybody, maybe. Oh my god. You're nearly dead. Just all of this to get up some pissing stairs. The boss, honestly, I'm not even joking. The bosses are easier than the trash mobs to get to them. I have yet to have this much struggle with a single boss in this game. You just get overwhelmed too quickly. It's like I'm not winning at all because the leech is just healing everything. I don't know what to do. Because Rosalind's got no MP. If I could just get her MP back. I don't know. And she can't seem to target the leech because she's too far away and the camera's not there. There it is. Fucking fleece. Just backstab something. Backstab that leech. No, it's right in front of you and you can't target it. Just... Oh, it's because it's turned around because it's aggroed on her. Oh, that backstab did a lot to that Bone King at least. In fact, you know what? I'm just going to cast Blizzard on this. No, I'm not because the game won't let me. Okay. Can't put Blizzard here. Just get rid of that leech, then nothing will be able to heal. know how to heal it. Heal it? Hear it healing. Oh, there goes the Bone King. And there goes the Leech. Oh, now just to kill off my own summon. Where did that other Bone King come from? What? Can you, like... It's like the anti-RPG, like just... Jekart is supposed to be a tank character, but the enemies just seem to not want to hit him. It's not how the roles are supposed to be. Right, dare we move on? Okay, well, I'm gonna guess the boss is in here. But we're gonna need some health first. And some MP. Whew. Deadly silence as well. See, unless I've missed it, what would be nice is if one of the item stores sold a potion that restores your MP. Enjoy the silence. How about that song? Whew, sorry about that. I was getting real mad on those stairs with those leeches. I'm trying to have a little bit. I don't want to wait, but I need the full MP. I want to go. Should probably go to bed as well, but if it is the boss, I kind of just want to do the boss. Sort of a good ending point. Or should I just... Is it just me or is the MP just stopped? Come on. It did suck. Oh, stop it. Not those leeches. Please, you dare. I swear. You're banned. Get out of the party. I've had enough of your shit. Let's just summon the Celestial Samurai in advance. See, what we need to do also in this game is to put the buffs on and things. Put your faith on and put your bless on, but the AI just for Rosalind as well. I mean, I could just turn it to heal, but it just loves wasting magic. It doesn't seem to have any comprehension. Spells aren't effective. It doesn't learn, so it'll keep using inefficient elements and just wasting MP. Here we go. The final demon. Well, almost. I think the other demon's actually the final boss. I'm not sure. Oh no, this is the one from the ending movie. Right, what is this anyway? The Demon of Light or something? I don't know. Luminar. Oh, the Celestial Samurai's gone wappy again. He's having a disco. What the hell, Joseph? Just like heal. What is your AI set to? Do you not heal yourself at all? And to say that this healing elixir says that it heals large amounts of damage, whereas this one is moderate amounts of damage, and this one is small. Large amounts is not large at all. It's like almost nothing. Can the demon please hit somebody other than Joseph? Like Jekar. God, you're nearly dead again. Or hit the samurai, I don't know. He's really insisting on killing Joseph. Right, kill the samurai. Okay, that's some good damage. Wappy, yeah, look at him, he's having a disco. Crazy. In fact, let's change Joseph's... I'm just going to change Joseph's AI. He needs to be... not support. Healer caster. Just go do that. Oh, he's turned on Fleece now. Will you please hit the person that's standing there melee attacking you with the heavy armor on? What else are we gonna do? Whoa, what's going on with the samurai's graphics? Nobody's healing the samurai then. Whoa, he's just picked up somebody. He's got Jacquard in the hand now. Alright, let me be Fleece. Can backstab you again, it did a lot of damage. Leave Fleece alone, she wants to get behind you. Hit the samurai! I really want to just go and stand behind him. There we go. Boom! Poke, poke. Oh, I should change her weapon actually, because she can have that stronger crossbow now. Oh, she can't actually equip it. Well, never mind then. You know, is he ever going to let go of Jekar? Not very fun, is it? Don't even know how much damage that did. Oh, he's finally let go. I'm gonna power up the samurai because I don't think he'll pick. Maybe he won't pick the samurai up. No, he's picked Joseph up instead now. Oh, it's picked up fleece. Oh, the Celestial Samurai can do a group heal as one of his chains. It's too bad, you know, it's a shame that the AI doesn't do any of these chain attacks. That's quite. I'm gonna be the samurai for a bit because one of his chains is just group healing everybody. It's really nice. Even though it's only a little bit, it helps. And also, I'd rather the boss get annoyed with the samurai instead. Oh wow! What? Celestial Samurai. One of his things is a group empower. What? So I need to start controlling the samurai. It's like free magic. Right, well, that's it. We need to go back to whoever now. I don't remember what we need to do next. Get out of here. Ooh, hang on. There's a treasure. Mellifluous Wrappings. More stuff for Rosalind. Midnight Plate Mail. Ooh, is this endgame stuff for Fleece? 50 protection plus 1 to sneak. What's Articus Mantellum? 35. 45. 35. Looking good. What about fleeces? She's got on 30. Wait, where is it? Don't tell me she can't wear it. Chainmail, was it, or is it that? No. What did I just pick up? Midnight Plate Mail. Why can't she do this? Oh, she needs Heavy Arms 9, which I don't have. Heavy Arms 6, which I don't have. She's never going to level up either. No, she's never wearing that. I need 3 more stats in Heavy Arms. Garbage. See, that's sort of one of the things that I kind of get a bit annoyed about with these sort of stats Western RPGs. You wouldn't know that until you play the game once, and then you'd be like, oh, okay, but like, putting 10 Heavy Arms into Fleece is probably a waste, but you would never know until you've played the game once or something and made a note of it. Because I would just assume, you know, being a rogue, you don't need the Heavy Arms for her, but oh, one of her really nice armors at the end of the game requires it, but too late, I put my plots elsewhere. I did not mean to go this way. What are we fighting? Why are you finding enemies that we haven't killed? You've killed my Celestial Knight. Right, can we just walk back the way we came without aggravating anybody else? Oops. What is the next objective then? Oh, there's almost nothing left. So, we haven't done the King of Talus's thing. Secrets of whatever. Kasani have not yet fit. Oh, we need to go back to the Kasani, that's it. Back at the mountain. Party members are too far away. Okay, well, I think we're gonna save here once it's loaded up and probably finish. Just double check that's saved. Yes. We'll leave that there, and hopefully there's not too much more to go now. I think it is just a case of that getting the final ring, confronting the final demon, and then final boss, whatever it is. So that's that.